Third video on my channel, and I'm already going off script. But damn it, TakeOver Portland was too good. I can't just take time to write a script because this show needs to be talked about. Very quick, before you watch this video, if you haven't subscribed, just hit that subscribe button, drop a like on this video, and comment down below your opinions on this magnificent night that was NXT TakeOver Portland. I didn't write the script because I just woke up. I just stopped and watching TakeOver Portland at 7 a.m. I was doing a bit of stuff yesterday. I couldn't take my time to watch the show, so I watched it between 4 and 7 a.m. kind of. So yeah, I'm tired. I don't want to write a script. I just want to talk about the show. Quick, the opener. My goodness. Keith Lee, Dominik Dijakovic. Are you going to keep blowing our minds, guys? I don't think these two men will ever have a bad match if they keep wrestling their entire lives. The creativity both men have in the ring. Dijakovic is very athletic for a big man. Like, this guy bounced off the top rope to a swanton kind of move on top of Keith Lee outside, who was in a steel chair, sit down in between the announce tables. This. How can a 6'7", 295-pound man, I think it's Dominik Dijakovic, do this? And boy, Keith Lee, I don't know if the plan is to make this man the challenger for Cole at WrestleMania or at TakeOver Tampa before WrestleMania, but this man is the face of NXT at the moment. Yes, you have Finn Balor. Yes, you have Johnny Gargano, which I will talk about that match in a while. Yes, you have Cole. Yes, you got Ciampa, which I will also talk about that match in a bit. But Keith Lee, I think, is the most over guy right now, probably in the entire WWE, even more than The Fiend, even more than Roman Reigns for sure, and probably even more than any guy on Raw, because Raw has no over guys. Like Seth Rollins as a heel, probably people like him now, but I don't know. I really don't think there's anyone more over than Keith Lee in the entire WWE. These two men just hit each other with everything they had. They bounced off of power bombs. They bounced off of suplexes. Dominik Dijakovic hit the Spanish Fly when they were already like 20 minutes into the match. How does he have the energy to do that? My goodness, this man, I think he's very underrated. Dijakovic should be the one to take the North American title from Keith Lee if Lee is going to challenge Cole at TakeOver Tampa, in my opinion. Why do I keep saying in my opinion? It's my video. Of course it's my opinion. But yeah, guys, Keith Lee won after Dijakovic was gonna hit his finisher on him, but he couldn't carry him because of back problems. Then Lee hit the finisher on him because he had a little bit more strength, and that was it. The match was solid. It lasted about 22 minutes if I'm not mistaken. It went the time it had to give more relevance to a North American title, which has been a little bit dead in my opinion lately. But thank you, Keith Lee. Thank you, Dominik Dijakovic. Thank you. Second match, Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai, the street fight. Probably the weakest match when it comes to delivering on its expectations completely. But man, these two ladies, they hit each other hard. They pulled off moves and stunts that I didn't think these two ladies were gonna pull with those knees, and I think the crowd was sold on Tegan Nox finally. They were kind of sold on Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai is playing a very good heel run since she betrayed Nox at War Games. But ever since like Nox has done nothing people really have like falling in love with her for. Yes, she's got like babyface love because she's attacking Dakota Kai whenever Dakota Kai is not like looking because of payback. But unfortunately for Tegan Nox, she hasn't had like a big match win. So this match, the result came out when some girl named Rodriguez, in my opinion, Raquel Rodriguez or Dominguez. So Nox was going to the top rope to hit some sort of leg drop, I imagine, or a swanton or a frog splash or something. Dakota Kai was in the table with a chair stuck in her head, and this lady just hit Nox on the back. She couldn't like move where she was standing on the ropes, and this girl just took her, kind of the Kali finisher, like the double choke slam or whatever. She threw her through the table, but not through the table. The table simply didn't break. It like fell, and Nox hit her head so hard. Like, tables and women's matches, they don't mix. I'm sorry, they don't mix. Like, tables will never break to a woman, in my opinion, in the WWE. For some reason, Dakota Kai picked up the win. I think Tegan Nox should have won this match. I think Nox needed it more. Kai is still gonna be like a little bit more light as a heel feel Knox should have gotten like her first big win and like first big moment, but the match was very good, very entertaining. It moved pretty quick for like a match that I thought was going to take a little bit longer. It went 13 minutes, I believe, and I think it should have been like 16 or 17 minutes. It delivered on the small time it had, so yeah. Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano. Could have been better, but for what it was, it's still probably a 4 or 5 star match. These two men, wow, when you have two technical masterminds like these two, it just makes me feel, what if Johnny Gargano and Daniel Bryan ever have a match? But Bryan and NXT like banner, not on SmackDown or Raw or pay-per-view. Daniel Bryan versus Johnny Gargano and NXT. Not to take credit from Finn Balor, but come on, everyone knows Daniel Bryan is probably the best technical wrestler ever. And at the moment, Gargano is the best technical wrestler in the business. So Balor, Gargano, they were switching up at the start. They were going very technical. They were blocking like each other's heads. And what I liked the most about this match, no man was ever dominant. It was like a very 50-50 booked match, which isn't very good when it comes to storyline booking, but when it comes to a match, 50-50 booking in a match is probably the best idea when you got these two talents. Of course, as I predicted when I was watching the match, Finn Balor is not gonna tap out. Right now where he's at in NXT, he's not gonna tap out. And Gargano has no finisher where he can go like 1, 2, 3. I thought Balor was gonna win because he was not gonna tap out. He did. He had one of the sickest looking 1916s ever. Even the coup de grace he hit before. Wow, Gargano has air in his lungs, thank God, because wow, that he drove his feet so far, wow, into his stomach. I don't know how he still has air in his body. But yeah, well, like I said at the start, I think Gargano and Balor could have had a way better match, but for what it was probably second match of the night, or you could say match of the night, whatever you want to say. Very quickly gonna talk about the women's title match. There was one point that I took from it, and that was that Bianca Belair finally, because not even against Baszler at TakeOver Phoenix and in January of last year did she get to showcase herself as much as she did tonight. Ripley is way better than Baszler. She can help others and carry others a little bit more than Baszler, so that allowed Belair to showcase herself a little bit more. She showcased a little bit more of strength. She showcased a little bit more stamina. She showcased a little bit more speed. She showcased a little bit more athleticism. Belair can be probably one of the biggest baby faces in the female division if she gets pushed as a babyface in the main roster before the end of this year. It had a pretty predictable result. Of course, Ripley was gonna win because the whole Charlotte Flair wanting to challenge big name. And I'm sorry, Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair doesn't sell for WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley kind of does not sell, but you know, it's still like the women's champion at the moment. She had one of the best closing years in WWE history. She closed to 2019 like a freaking legend, and people have been seeing her. She was on Raw, so you know, it kind of wrote itself as a win for her. So it was very predictable, but even for its predictability, it had enough thrills that it could trick you into Bianca like having a shocking win. Very good match. After the match was over, Charlotte Flair, the queen, woo, she was here and she attacked Rhea Ripley. She accepted Rhea Ripley's challenge, and now we're gonna get Ripley versus Flair at WrestleMania, baby. And do I have to talk about Broserweights versus Undisputed Era? Because I just feel that is the best tag team match in TakeOver history. Pete Dunne is probably one of the best talents in the roster since, like, I don't know, like I don't even know who to compare Pete Dunne to. He's so good. Like how can you even describe how good Pete Dunne is? Nothing against Matt Riddle. He did his job, and he probably carried the team because they put a little bit of an injury on a leg of Dunne. But my goodness, Pete Dunne selling. He's very good. Technically, he's very good. When it comes to submissions, he's very good. When it comes to grappling, he's one of the best. When it comes to strength, he's probably one of the best too in the NXT world. I think Pete Dunne, and excuse me if I went too far with this comparison, I think Pete Dunne is this generation's Kurt Angle. Sorry if I went too far. If you disagree, fine, disagree, but I think he is. This match was very fast paced. It started hot. The Bros are mobile. My goodness, that's probably one of the coolest things I've seen in NXT lately. And the match was too good to even talk about. I don't want to even go into details. Like the same as that the other matches. I don't want to go into details into these matches. I just wanted to describe my emotions when I was watching them. Hats off to Undisputed Era. They're the best tag team in NXT history. They can carry matches in ways you don't even imagine. Even if Riddle carried them because of this like sort of injury, when you have two guys that can control the ring as realistically as possible as Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly do, there's no way these two guys can have a bad match. Even if you hate the Undisputed Era, you cannot disagree that these two are the best tag team in NXT. In NXT history, by the way. The hard kicks, the nasty looking submissions, the finger breaks, the submission breaks by each other's partners when their partner was in trouble. The ending, just Riddle and Dunn have such good chemistry, and they've been teaming for what, like less than 2 months? Imagine this team in 2 or 3 months down the line. These two are even gonna be even better, and they just had, in my opinion, the best tag team match in TakeOver history. We have new tag team champions, Riddle and Dunn. Congratulations to them. And the main event of the evening, Tommaso Ciampa, Adam Cole. Not one of the best TakeOver main events ever, but it delivered big time. I think it delivered on the heat of the feud. It played itself psychologically very solid when it comes to hard-hitting moves. Damn it, there was a point where, you know, when Rey Mysterio did like that bulldog where he put his legs around you and then he bounced up and got you on a bulldog? Ciampa was in that position in the outside, and Cole took him by the waist and just German suplexed him into the announce table where Ciampa's shoulders just smashed as hard as you can imagine. The crowd were stunned. Even Mauro Ranallo had no words to describe how he felt after that move. That's how hard that sounded. Remember, Ciampa came from a neck injury he probably could have retired from. And he's getting those moves. Super kicks, fairy tale endings, Panama City sunrises, and these two guys just kicked out. The UE kind of tried to interfere. They did. Fish and O'Reilly hit their finishing tag team moves in the outside. Then they pushed him inside. Cole went for the Shining Wizard. He hit it. He then went for the 1-2. Nope, he doesn't win yet. Then he gets tossed the NXT title by a Strong, if I'm not mistaken. O'Reilly gets to the apron. He distracts the ref. He goes for the title shot. He misses. He hits the ref. The ref lands outside. Ciampa's trying to get more offense, going for the fairy tale ending. He hits it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No referee. When he gets Cole up after a while, he gets low blowed. Cole goes for the Panama City sunrise from the second rope. When he goes to land it, Ciampa just puts his leg up and hits a low blow to Cole himself. And then what could be the shocker of the night, in what's possibly like the 7th time these two guys betray themselves, but still entertaining as hell to watch. Johnny Gargano, he was motivating Ciampa to hit Cole with the title, and when Ciampa was gonna get it, Gargano just held on to the title. He took it. He looked at it like, I've been wanting this. I don't even remember how much I wanted this. Ciampa just goes like looking to the outside through the ropes like, give me the title, man, I need it. And then boom, Gargano hits Ciampa with the title. The ref comes in. I think one of the guys from UE pushed him in, and Cole puts his body on top of Ciampa, and 1, 2, 3. Still champ. My goodness, this show can be classified as probably the 2nd best TakeOver in my book. Number 1 being New Orleans. Number 2, I think Portland gets that title right now, probably recency bias. And number 3 could be TakeOver Philadelphia, TakeOver New York, TakeOver 25. I don't know, whichever of those can be 3, but I know top 2 are these 2. This show, in a few weeks or a few days, I can see it as the best TakeOver ever. But I have to see star ratings by Meltzer. I gotta see what other people think about it. I then have to keep building my opinion on the show. But for what it was and for what I saw, this is probably top 2 ever in NXT TakeOver events. But what do you think about the show? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you just simply watch it and were like, Okay. Or did you watch and you were like, I will never see NXT again? I don't think anybody had this reaction. If you did, okay, I don't mind. But give me your opinion on the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about the show. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video. It will be appreciated big time. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more wrestling videos. Thank you very much. Keep watching videos here at Wrestle Hustle. Thanks for watching.